because when you're thinking of victims of this awful world, you think of Michelle Obama and how terrible we've all been to her. This woman is a one-woman destitution derby. Every time we check in on her at her podcast, she is feeling sorry for herself. She is criticizing Barack Obama or this country. She never has a positive word to say about anything. And the latest example was when she went on this other guy's podcast, Jay Shetty. She goes and sits down with him, and he asks her, what are you afraid?
She didn't just leave the White House, she launched a brand empire with kale smoothies and designer side-eyes. While America looked for inspiration, Michelle Obama sold it back to us, gift-wrapped in luxury. But beneath the polished image and catchy slogans lies a very different legacy. Let's break it all down. Michelle Obama, the icon who managed to repackage kale, cardigans, and snarky glances into a full-blown commercial identity.
Michelle, it's not. I've been married for 17 and a half years, and not one was bad. I think she and he married the wrong people.
I think you're 100% right. This is only her third episode. I can't think of anybody I would go to for advice less than Michelle Obama. She really doesn't know what she's talking about. First of all, she loves to tell us she hated Barack for a good decade.
Yes.
Okay, please teach me how to have a successful relationship with someone that you clearly respect and admire. Every time she's on the air, it's like, I'm dragging this ball of dead weight behind me. His name, Barack Obama. He's bringing me down. I'm trying to elevate myself with like these things on my head.
It looks like Mickey Mouse.
It's so
like
weird.
The two ears up there, these two big balls on the left and the right of her head.
Like, what kind of midlife crisis is she in the throes of right now?
Yes, the same Michelle who drifted from the White House balcony on a wave of green juice and bumper sticker. Wisdom like, when they go low, we go high. The nation's wellness queen. Because nothing screams every woman like lecturing the public on nutrition between private jet stops and brunches with Beyonce.
We're back to our daily segment of Michelle Obama's terrible, terrible life. Boo effing who. She went on a podcast called Diary of a CEO. It's kind of rings a bell like a founder kind of situation. And once again, wants you to know how awful it is to be married with children.
There are just many natural reasons why marriage, infertility, trying to have kids makes things difficult. It's like I try to tell couples, of course it's hard. Just listen to what I said, right? Like, it's probably, if you're having some issues in your marriage, it's not you, it's the process of marriage.
A real role model if what you're modeling is elite performance, disguised as empowerment. Her so-called legacy? Less about hope, more about subscription boxes and curated lifestyle drops. You can't preach about being grounded while wrapped in Balenciaga. Talking hunger, Michelle made realness into a collectible, like an NFT with a TED Talk and a tote bag. It's not public service she's offering, it's brand expansion. And like any luxury product,
doesn't feel organic at all.
It reads
same photo. They both posted the exact same photo. So clearly staffers put all of this together.
Okay, and also, can we ask the lawyer in you to parse these statements? Because, okay, let's take Barack, for example. You still take my breath away. How?
Right.
With your fucking anger? With your complete inability to just get with the program and show up?
At the inauguration, so I have to walk in like a lonely soldier?
Exactly. And then tell people you're mad because I was laughing with Donald Trump?
Right.
Maybe you're taking my breath away for that reason.
She wants you to feel like your life needs her, even when you only came for inspiration but left with a lecture. And let's not pretend she's above it all. Once painted as the reluctant figurehead, Michelle's post-White House years have been anything but private. She stayed glued to the spotlight like it's paying her rent, because it is. Her vibe screams, I didn't choose fame, but since I have it, here's my $50 journal and hoodie, available now on Shopify.
Publicly, which leads me to Michelle Obama. Every day, she's dropped another negativity bomb on us, whether on her podcast or on someone else's. I mean, this audience knows she never says anything positive. It is all complaints. So she goes on another podcast. She's promoting her show, so she's making the rounds. The Diary of a CEO podcast, and actually found a way to bitch and moan about how hard it is to live in the White House.
When you walk through a storm, keep your head held high. Show me what
Watch
this
it.
look like.
It's projecting that if you win, which I thought he could and should, he would be somebody that I would want as my president. It was all about, this is going to, our kids are little. We're going to have to move. How do you raise kids in the White House?
One moment she's promoting humility, the next she's on a tour more expensive than a Beyonce concert, stadiums, spotlights, ticket prices through the roof, all to hear her drop Pinterest quotes with a light show. And the book? A masterpiece in self-flattery. 400 pages of padded anecdotes and polished platitudes. Somehow both too long and completely forgettable. Feels like it was written by an Instagram therapist and a PR team working overtime. Inside, endless chapters on how difficult it is being famous.
That money, power, and privilege are perfectly justifiable forms of affirmative action, while kids growing up like I did are expected to compete when the ground is anything but level. You know what, Michelle? Same. And I'm white. I didn't have any of those advantages. I showed up the day of the SAT. I was like, it's the SAT today? Oh, shit, okay. My friend loaned me a pencil. I never took a review class. We didn't have the money for anything. Like, it's not just a black thing, but
How draining it is being adored. How we should all embrace our inner strength, preferably while shopping her branded collection. Think of it as a self-help guide, but for millionaires advising minimum wage readers through an LED ring light. Michelle Obama isn't just a person anymore. She's a trademarked aesthetic. If she cut herself, the paper cut would be from her own embossed logo. With more stylists than a reality TV star, she still manages to lecture the rest of us on being real. Her so-called fashion era, unforgettable. Because what better way to promote childhood, health than showing up to dinner in runway-ready couture? It wasn't about service, it was about style. She made state dinners feel like Met Gala previews, while shaming kids for wanting dessert. But hey, it was all for the children, right? That's why we all got front row seats to her fashion parade, while being told to eat less sugar. Michelle has become a metaphor, a walking paradox and designer. Spanx, her true accomplishment? Turning self-celebration into a business model. She's living proof that with a top-tier PR squad and a few emotional backstories.
The word she says about Barack Obama is negative. I can't think of her sitting there just waxing poetic about him, complimenting, he's brilliant, he's a great dad, he was the greatest president, whatever a normal wife of Barack Obama would say. Every time she opines, it's something that reflects poorly on him, how he's insensitive, how he's not a talker, how he doesn't know how to relate to people, he doesn't keep the same schedule as she does, and now we're talking about you can have a bad decade in a marriage?
You can turn a civic duty into a commercial empire. Forget hope. This is how you cash in on virtue signaling. And the kicker? She's been playing the reluctant icon the whole time. I didn't want this, she says, while filming her third documentary and closing a merch deal. Humility has never been this profitable. She's the reigning champion of the humble brag. She'll say, I just want to inspire, or right before dropping a new perfume called Resilience. She'll gush about life's little joys, while snapping selfies with stars. Who wouldn't recognize real struggle if it hit them in a Prius? Even her down-to-earth moments are more scripted than a Super Bowl ad. Staged to perfection, timed like a military operation, and dropped like a Beyonce album, every moment crafted to keep the illusion alive. But somehow she expects us to see her as some kind of radical truth teller, as if her brand of realness.
She's angry. She's angry and unhappy. I've watched enough of her over the years, and then with this ridiculous podcast she's trying to launch, to see she's a deeply unhappy person.
What's happening with people at that level in podcasts? What's Gavin Newsom doing?
He's running for president. That one makes more sense to me strategically. She's like, she should be in her therapist's office. Her brother Craig is not. Oh, he did?
Yeah, what do you think I should do?
I don't support it.
Yeah?
Well, my feeling is Gavin Newsom is using people to build up his skills so that he can more effectively debate the Republican nominee.
Hasn't been polished and marketed until it shines like a campaign pin. She's not here to question the system. She's here to capitalize on it. If she launched a brand selling bottled air, there'd be a line of fans waiting with mason jars. Her brand is so pervasive, her mere presence is treated like a political statement. She doesn't need to say anything controversial. Just tilt her head and let social media do the rest. Who needs substance when you've mastered the aesthetic? Because in the end, Michelle Obama's superpower isn't advocacy, it's marketing. She turned a ceremonial title into a lifestyle religion, preaching curated perfection, feel-good slogans, and inspirational content with a luxury twist. She's no longer a public figure, she's a product. If that breakdown hit a nerve or made you rethink what inspiration really looks like, drop a comment and let me know what you think. Do you see through the brand, or are you still buying the bumper sticker? Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because this conversation is far from over. See you in the next one.